What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my tattoo journey, where I talk about the experience that I've gone through, the journey that I've been undertaking to embark on my traditional Filipino tribal tattoos. In last week's episode, I discussed my trip to Morea with the Taknampat na Alon, Mark of the Four Waves tribe, and getting my first tap tattoo on my chest. If you aren't from the islands, if you're not from the Philippines, and you want to get a traditional tribal tattoo, but don't know how or don't know what steps you can take, make sure you watch last week's video, because I go into a process or a respectful way that anyone can, kind of do on their own to get one, rather than just copying somebody's tattoo from the internet, and what that actually means, because that's not the right way to do it. And I say this because the tap tattoo that I got was actually from or by Cudjuy Wang, a Taiwanese traditional tattooist. So I definitely encourage you to watch last week's video so you can figure out how to start that journey as well, if you're interested. In this week's video, I'm going to talk about my last two traditional Filipino tattoos, tribal tattoos, which are my forearm tattoos and my pelvis tattoo, which you obviously cannot see right now, but believe me, it's there. So, with that said, I can't remember when I got the forearm tattoos, but in the first video of this video series, just basically watch them all because they're all very helpful. But in the first video of this series, I discuss taking on this journey to, honor my family ancestry, our heritage, and our history. And in that video, I talk about how the right arm is seen as the dominant arm, which equates to the male arm, and then the left arm is the female arm. And with that said, I luckily have a daughter and a son. So I wanted to finish out my sleeves with, starting with my mom on the top and then ending with my daughter on the bottom, and vice versa, my dad on the top and then ending with my son on the bottom. And so when I went to see Zel Festin of Spiritual Journey Tattoo, I, asked her to include them. And so they're in the cuffs. Their zodiac signs are in the cuffs. And for each of them, to finish out the remainder of the forearm, I asked for strength. Strength to be a parent, because that's any parent will know, or anyone who has kids in their life will know, that it does take a lot of strength to raise them, deal with them, love them. And also, since I did join in the first video you'll know or learn that I joined the Taknapat na Alon, Mark of the Four Waves tribe, way back in 2004. And back then, the logo, our symbol, which is in the center here of my right shoulder piece, with each of the four little swirls, the four waves, the logo has been updated. So I wanted to make sure I could represent our tribe, hardcore. And so yeah, this kind of finished out both of my sleeves. I don't know if I want to add a little more Zel, maybe some blocked out areas, but either way, for now they're finished up and I freaking love them. Moving on to my pelvis tattoo. This one is significant because it encapsulates so much struggle and strife and overcoming. And in the center of it, I have a son. Obviously, I mentioned that I do have a physical son. And when I got pregnant with him back in 2014, I was going through one of the hardest stages of my life. I was still married, but we were, as with any relationship, going through a rough patch we were trying to figure out if we were going to get divorced. Things weren't going very well. And getting pregnant, typically for partners or people in a marriage or relationship, is a very happy time moment. But for us, it wasn't. I didn't have one of those, fun pregnancy. I don't know if pregnancy is ever fun, but where, the wife or woman gets showered and pampered and taken care of, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying blah, blah, blah because I'm totally jealous. I did not have that at all. I was super stressed. I didn't live with my husband. We lived separately. And it was just a shit show. The stress mentally, I think I only gained like 14 or 15 pounds. Whereas with my daughter, Jasmine, I gained almost twice that, 30 pounds. And then I had 6 months after I had Sterling, I graduated from ODU, which was something great, and decided to take on this residency program, which forced me to leave my son and husband in Virginia and move to Boston. One of the hardest decisions I've ever made, but I just felt like I had to get out of there. I had to leave and do this program, either for us so that I could provide, or what ultimately became a way for me to find a way to support myself. That program solidified me officially being separated from my husband and going through a divorce. So, not only was I mentally going through that, physically, my son, I guess he wanted to come out with a bang because once I finally lost the whopping 15 pounds, I realized that I had Diastasis Recti, which is, tearing of the ab muscles where the abdominal wall does not fully connect back to pre-pregnancy, where it was pre-pregnancy. I could literally put my hand in between the middle of my abdomen, and I believe the doctor said it was like 4 or 5 centimeters apart. So I underwent muscle repair and that whole shit, and I wish it was like a smooth surgery, but I was in and out of the hospital because of complications. So after that residency program, I did it after the residency program, which if you watch the early video, like I said, just watch all the videos because then you'll know what I'm talking about. But I had just moved to Dallas, started a new job. I'm all by myself. I undergo the surgery, and now dealing with hospital trip after hospital trip, appointment after appointment, not having anyone here in Dallas, not having anyone to support me, going through the divorce, my mom passing away, my uncle passing away, my godfather passing away. 2017 was fucking rough. Then this year, I think I've mentioned this in a couple posts and videos that I'm going through another difficult stage in my life where I'm learning how to deal with failure, learning how to cope and manage everything that comes with that, and trying to find purpose. So the tattoo, why I wanted the sun in the tattoo and some of the other motifs that Zel included in there, was that both of those stories that I just shared, I realized that one, failure doesn't define you. Failure is something that we all will go through, or if you haven't gone through yet, there's nothing wrong with going through failure. It does not define you. It doesn't make you who you are. It is how you handle it that does. The sun for me, whether you're going through a shitty day, week, month, year, it will always set and it will always rise. And you will be able to try again another day. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys once I get my shit together and figure out how I want to share my next phase with you. I hope you guys find it interesting or helpful, because I'm excited to share more of those stories, share more of that experience to hopefully help and inspire someone that may be listening. In regard to this video series, I think that this is going to be the last one of this spiritual tattoo journey series, because I still need to get some more and talk about those ones. I hope if you did find this interesting or helpful, useful, fun, I don't know, enter a word here, please like, comment, and share. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I will make sure to get to them as quick as possible. And if you're looking for your next tattoo, like I said, make sure to hit up Spiritual Journey Tattoo. Zel Festin is the shit, but all the artists there are absolutely phenomenal. So thanks again, everyone, for watching. I will talk to you later.